So now I like to add some cherries. So let's go to an orthographic, and from this point of view, the front view, we can make a fast model for a cherry. I will be not so precise because that's not our main important part for this tutorial, so I try to do something really simple, and maybe we can also just, you see, doing something like that. And let's see, with the lathe, maybe it can be a nice way to do it. Let's see what happens if we have a throughput move. Let's say maybe 30. Okay, can be a way. So let's go just to tweak how it is looking, and I like to add, to refine it, adding another point, and then we can start to tweak it. You see, we can manage the shape without any big issue. So let's go to move. Let's see without the lathe. And again with the lathe. Let's see in the other point of view. That's not bad as the beginning. Okay. So then we can maybe use the edit poly, and we go with a freeform, with a push, but we go with a bigger scale, let's say maybe 10. And there the strength will be negative, so let's go for -0.2. Let's go for 5, 3, 2. Okay. So let's go for 1 for the strength. Okay, it works. So I like to do it later. Let's go now to see. Okay, let's go in the perspective view. Maybe we can go with a different way. Okay, it is working nice, but I prefer to do something directly with the free for the former. So let's go to peak, for example. That's point. Just to give a different shape. You see, and maybe we can rise up this part there. and then that part can be scaled a little bit. And this part can be lower, and mainly the center part. Okay, let's give a noise just to have something not regular. Let's say maybe 50, and let's start working. Let's go with 2, 2, and 2. And let's go lower with the scale, and then lower with the noise. Okay, let's go back there. I like to rise up again, that's 2 points, and maybe we can pick the center one and move it down, and again rise this one and this one. Okay, so it needs to be simple, so it is enough. Let's go in this part, in this point of view, with the shaded, without the edges faces, just the brackets around the mesh. And then let's create a cylinder. Then we can move it. It will stay inside there. Okay, and it will be a little bit longer. Okay, let's say something like that, and we'll have a little bit more sides, and we'll have some more cap. And talking about the 8 segments, it will be more defined. Now I like to work with the scaling. Okay, you see we need something really simple. Let's go with an edit poly. And let's go with a soft selection, or maybe we can directly use the shift. Okay, let's see from the other point of view. It needs to be tweaked also from there. It is not important to be precise, because you know we are just taking care about doing something really simple. Then we can select all the vertices, let's say that we select this part, and we go to scale over this axis, but it needs more scale. Let's move it. Okay, and then also this part needs to be scaled. Okay, now we can use a bend, and you see that we have a nice bending. We can select both and have a group and call it cherry. The group can have an X form, and with the X form we'll change the scaling of this mesh. So we pick the X form there and we scale it. And we can work mainly on this one. So let's go to see if it is going fine or not. Let's close, and the group must be open. We pick the first one, and this one can be just a green color, nothing so special. So let's call it just green cherry. We can assign it, and you can use directly a V-Ray material if you have time and you like to take care. You can use also let's go lower. You can use also the subsurface scattering. Going back to the render preview, let's try to do a preview. We can use a darker color for the green, and then we have to take care about the cherry. The cherry material will be again something more complex than the previous stuff we done, but it will be simple enough to be done really fast. So we try to do it using different materials. So we use a subsurface scattering and a standard material. The first one will be a standard material, and with this material we take care about the general look. So we go to use a composite, and we'll try to do it completely procedurally. So the first one will be the color, and to take care about the color we need an RGB tint. So let's go for black there, and then this one will be a red, dark red. So let's try with 69. Then the second layer, but we can maybe step by step check how it is going. Okay, you see that it's just a red cherry with no material and nothing else. Okay, the second pass will be a noise. So let's go for noise, and let's try with 0.2 and a little bit of contrast. So 0.65 and 0.52, 42. Let's go for the fractal. Let's try to see with a bigger map. Okay, and I like to have a tiling. Let's see if the scaling is right. Okay. This one will be a multiply. Later we can decide if the scaling is too much. So this one will be just useful to create some darker area over the red color, you see, to create some variation. Okay. Let's add another layer, and this one will be again a noise, but this one will be bigger. So let's copy the same. And this one will be, let's say, 0.5 with the same value, but we'll have no tiling. And this one will be again a multiply, and will be used at 20. Let's see the result. So now we have also bigger area with darker or more clear color. Nice. And then we go to add something to create some dots over the surface. So we use the cellular, and we'll have the white there, the black there. Then we go for a really little scale. Let's try with 0.07, and let's spread to have less point. This one will be used as screen, so we'll see just clear stuff over the surface. Let's try with 10 just to be more visible. Okay, you see that we have some dots over the surface. Maybe we can try to use a bigger scale, so let's try 0.14. Okay, and maybe we can scale everything, so this one can be at 0.4 and the other one can be 1. Not bad. Okay, so we have the color for the sherry, but I like to make it less visible. Let's go for 5. Then we go to take care about the reflection, so we'll have a little bit of reflectivity. Let's say maybe 160. Okay, it will be Fresnel, obviously, and let's say 2. And let's say 0.8 for the reflection glossiness. So you see that now we have the reflectivity over the body. Okay, and let's say that the highlight glossiness will be just a little bit less. Okay, nice. I like to have also a bump map, and we'll use the same cellular we used for the white dots. So this one, copy, we put in the bump, paste, but we say that will be a bumping, a reverse bumping. So let's see how it is looking. Nice. Maybe it can be also a little bit more because it will be not so big, so maybe we can make it more visible. Now we can add a little bit of subsurface scattering to have a more realistic result, and to do something like that we have to use a blend, keep all map, and the second material will be a subsurface scattering. So let's go for this one, and let's say Sherry SSS, and we go to have 1 for the prepass rate, 1.4 for the error rate. Let's say that at the beginning we see just the subsurface scattering material. We'll have something like a really clear red color there, so let's go for something like that. The subsurface scattering will be red. Let's go for 178 and 20 and 20. And the scatter color will be a dark red. So 109, let's say 88. We have to take care about scatter radius. I think that can be okay to have 1 and 0.7 for the phase function. Now I like to have no reflectivity because we'll take care about the reflectivity using the other material, and 0.2 for the prepass blur. Let's see a preview just for this part. Let's see if we have some kind of problems with the normal. Back in the preview. Okay. You see that we have mainly a reddish color, nothing so special. Okay, so then we can decide how much visibility have this material, and let's try with 60. Now we can re-render, and we should have a mixture between the material we done and a little bit of scattering over the surface. Okay, nice. Maybe now we can make more visible the white dots there. Let's say 10. So you see are more visible than the previous one. And maybe we can make more visible also this one. So more multiply to have more differences of colors over the surface. Okay, so now we have just to close this group and move it a little bit. Let's adjust the now we can move it there. Let's imagine that this one as a copy, and when you have a copy, let's say open, this one can have a different band, and there we can have the group close gizmo, and we can scale it, and then we can move it there. We can rotate it, move it to stay near the other one. Then we can pick this one and make another copy. Open the group. This one will have a different seed, and this one will have a different bending from a different angle. Group close, and this one stay maybe there. This one can be a little bit moved. This one stays there. And let's move it there. Then let's make another copy. This one can stay there, and open the group. You see I'm just making some differences with the parameter I have. Group close. Oh, we go to make some rotation. Let's see from the camera what we see. It's inside the preview area. We have to preview this area. That's the result. Let's make the basic color darker. Let's go for 35, so really dark. Let's see if it's better. Okay, I prefer in this way. And now we try to make some copies, but in a faster way. So maybe we can select both and make make a copy in this way, maybe rotate it and scale. And let's go near. Maybe this one can stay there, and this one can stay there, and this one is little, maybe there. So let's move this one. This one also needs to stay up, and this one too, and this one too stay. You can obviously move it to have something more precise, but something like that should be enough. Let's see another preview. That's the result. Obviously, if you have time, you can take care about something more complex, but this was just to introduce you to the modeling of that stuff. So let's save.